Sometimes the day won't ever end. Sometimes you just throw up your hands. It's the little things sometimes. Sometimes the world has just gone dark. Sometimes you're praying for a spark. It's the little things sometimes. But if you lift your eyes, see it in a different light. Just a cloud up in the open sky. Let the rain fall away, 'cause today is beautiful. Lift your eyes, see it in a different light. Just a cloud up in the open sky. Let the rain fall away, 'cause today is beautiful. Right now, it feels so hard to breathe. Right now, you're asking God, why me? That's what you can see right now. Because right now, there's a greater truth. Right now, there's a bigger view than what you can see right now. So lift your eyes, see it in a different light. Just a cloud up in the open sky. Let the rain fall away, 'cause today is beautiful. Lift your eyes, see it in a different light. Just a cloud up in the open sky. Let the rain fall away, 'cause today is beautiful. If you see more than what's in front of you, you might see more of heaven's view. If you see more than what's in front of you, you might see more of heaven's view. So lift your eyes, see it in a different light. Just a cloud up in the open sky. Let the rain fall away, 'cause today is beautiful. Lift your eyes, see it in a different light. Just a cloud up in the open sky. Let the rain fall away, 'cause today is beautiful. Lift your eyes, see it in a different light. Just a cloud up in the open sky. Let the rain fall away, 'cause today is beautiful. 'Cause today is beautiful. 'Cause today is beautiful.
Hello and welcome to the Web Weavers, and we hope you're having a beautiful day today, because it's absolutely beautiful here where I'm sitting, and I'm just hoping that those vibrations just go out to each and every one of you. I'm your host today, Sprinkles Nixon, and I've been off the air for a few shows because my PC went down, but hey, I got it back up and running. And boy, do we have a show for you today. This lady is, her vibrations of her upliftingness is one that you're really going to appreciate. And my very special guest today, which I want you to help join me in welcoming her, is Jade Elizabeth. Jade, are you there? Oh, I didn't have you on mic then. I still had you on mute. I'm sorry. You're very welcome. And please give everybody a little taste of exactly what you're doing. I like my guests to kind of talk about themselves, what they do, where they're at. I can do that, but they deserve that honor. And so I tell people what you do and how you do it and why you do it, please.
Well, for me, it all started with wanting to love me. wanting to feel like I was as good as everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that I did in my younger years was always trying to prove that I was as good or could even be as good as everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
The classes that I took, the books that I read, they were all about that. And then one day I had a teacher that told me that I needed to start teaching what I was learning. Now, I never saw myself as a teacher. I never saw myself as a writer. But I started to share my experiences, what I learned, how I learned, and one thing led to another, and here I am today. I'm not sure how to express how much I've learned, even from my students, because every single day of my life, I learn.
Yes.
I still teach classes.
Mm-hmm. And the learning still continues, even more so down the line.
Well, every day you learn that there's still more to learn, especially when you really take a look at the challenges that you yourself have in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When a fear comes up, why is the fear there? What's going on? What can I do now to fix that fear? And I will actually analyze and start asking questions and take it from there.
Well, you're not only an author, but you also are a success coach. You're a speaker, an intuitive healer, a hypnotherapist, a teacher, and a mentor, as well as a Reiki master. Is that correct?
That's true. That's true. And actually how that happened was I started out with Reiki, doing that on people. From there, I realized that it doesn't work for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It will work on a temporary basis, but if people don't change their mindset, then they actually call back everything that we did in the sessions. So then I added hypnosis, and then I realized that not everyone is comfortable with hypnosis. So then I went into EFT, and then I went into NLP, and before I knew it, I have a lot of credentials because I believe that we're all unique.
Yes.
And as each one of us we show up with our own unique issues and problems, and how we allow ourselves to fix that vary. They're different.
Yes. Okay, you mentioned a couple of different tools that you use and sessions, I guess. The EFT, what is that? And you had
It's emotional freedom technique. It's a tapping to where the best way to think about it is if you have a clog, or let's say something is stuck, usually what you'll do is let's say your spigot, your faucet might have a lot of calcium buildup on it. And if you turn it on and off, on and off, on and off, eventually that calcium breaks free and now it works right, correct?
Correct.
Okay. It works the same way in your body. When we have emotion that our body has not released, has not let go of, it has to find a place to reside within us. So it then, over time, breaks down the body and gets clogged.
Yes.
So EFT is one way of going in with a particular verbiage that you use and certain meridian points that you tap on your body. Now, a meridian point is something that runs all the way through your whole body. There's a line from one point to another. It's like, for those that are familiar with acupressure or acupuncture, that's all on your meridian lines. So when you tap on one, it sends an on-off signal that eventually kind of works like a little chisel that starts to chisel at that feeling and allows it to break free.
Oh, so the person themselves does that tapping.
No, if someone comes to me for a private session and they come to for a one-on-one with me in person, I tap them. If I do it on Skype or Zoom or by phone, if they don't have either one of the other two, then yes, they would have to tap themselves, and I would tell them where and how to tap.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And what was the other one? The
NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming.
Okay, and how does that work?
Well, it's actually the language, because neuro is the mind, okay? Linguistic is language, okay? And, of course, the P is, programming. So it's understanding the language that the mind speaks so that you can get past the cognitive mind that someone has, which is what we're in now as we're listening or talking. We're in that cognitive part of who we are, back into the unconscious so that you can make lasting changes.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. And then you use the hypnosis, right?
Yep, but I also have hypnosis. A lot of people come in life and really don't understand why something happened. Right. So when you go back into hypnosis, you can actually learn what is important for that particular situation. And once you get the learning from a problem, usually the problem will go away.
True, because you become aware of, and the focus can turn there to heal it. Right. Yes.
But sometimes people don't know what it is, have no idea. So going back and doing an age regression or even past life, because sometimes people will come into this lifetime with a phobia or a fear, and they say, well, I have no idea why I would have this.
Right.
They may have brought it in from another lifetime.
So, okay, so when how long are the sessions with each of those tools that you're using there?
Well, it depends on what we're doing. Most sessions are an hour, and sometimes they could go to as much as an hour and a half.
So everything that you're using, your tools, your skills, and your beautiful connectivity with others, this helps empower the person themselves, the individual. Giving them and showing them some of the tools that you have can bring them out of it. Do you hear back from a lot of your clients from that?
Oh, absolutely. I have people tell me, when I first met you, I felt broken, and I'm not broken anymore. I have students, I have clients that have gone ahead, and they're even surpassing me, which is really one of my greatest joys, to see them, going past their teacher.
Yes, because their success makes us feel good, because we're actually trying to do this for others, to give them that empowerment, to know that they are worthy, to let them know that they are awesome and special, and to show them these tools, because they're not aware of there's things out there that can help you. There are people out there that can help you, because there's so many that are walking around in day out, and that's it. They have nothing to, they have no goals. They don't set goals, and I believe, and I may be wrong, but you're in this field, so once you reach a goal, to set another goal right away, and you'll keep that momentum kind of going. What are your thoughts on that, in guiding them to continue on their way?
Well, to me, it isn't about achieving the goal. It's about understanding the journey that you had to get there. Because everything in life is about the journey. Think about it. Let's say that you're going on a river rafting excursion, okay?
Okay, yes.
If you don't understand the journey, why would you get on the boat and ride down the river? You would actually have the guide put the boat about 10, 15 feet from the end and get there.
Yeah, yeah.
You wouldn't have the experience of what you learned,
Right.
why it was important, how you can grow from that, because that's what it's all about. I also believe that we're all one. There isn't you, me, them, us. There isn't any of that. Everything is inside. Nothing is outside. So when one person heals, it actually heals a little of all of us.
Yes, yes. And that's what we want, is to have that all kind of, for that awareness, let's put it that, for that awareness to come about. Because we're very unique, that each one of us individual, and we're here for a purpose, we're here for a reason. And my thing is that whatever's coming up in my life, I'm going to enjoy the ride to the fullest. Because we do have limitations as far as our ages are going. And why bypass something that you can really enjoy and do and not realize you can do, and also to validate that you're able to do it.
I hear that. Yes.
Yes.
You said something earlier that someone had mentioned they came in and signed in to say hello, and you were trying to help me with signing in.
Okay, let me...
Audience, because I can't seem to find a way to get on and answer questions.
Okay, okay. There,
let me come up.
Okay, so I'm going to let you know how to get into the chat room. On that, is it down on the bottom of the...
I'm in that, okay, I'm in there, and when I hit that arrow, it just comes up, play commercial. Now, I'm showing comments where it says sign in and leave a message.
Yes, that's it.
I don't know how to sign in.
Oh, just type there. Just start.
Well, it's asking for an email and a password.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Huh.
So either I'm doing something wrong, or you're going to have to give me the questions and I will answer them if I can for everyone.
Okay. Well, we have Linda Irwin in chat, and she started off by saying that we have to love ourselves first and not feel like we have to compete.
That's true.
Yeah.
The only person that you should compete with is yourself.
Exactly.
To be better than you were yesterday and better than you were the day before that. But competition with other people only puts you in more of a negative energy than it is a positive energy.
Yes. Yes.
Because I believe your success is my success.
Yes.
And when you think that, and when you believe that, when you know that the people that are supposed to be working with you work with you, and I'll tell you a story about this. I used to have a business partner at a center in Tustin, California. Her and I both taught all the levels of Reiki. We both taught that 1-year-long program. It's called Intuitive Energy Healing, and it's a way to break down all of the old beliefs that you feel are not for you anymore.
Right.
And the students that we both got, now we both taught the same exact thing out of the same manuals because we wrote them together. But yet the students were completely different. She was full with her students. I was full with mine. But her students were nervous around me because I have very high energy. My students were bored around her because she didn't have that high energy. She was very soft.
So they got to switch.
Right. So what it really taught, and to me this was a fantastic lesson to learn early, was that there is no competition, because when someone needs to learn and they're ready, the right teacher, the right person will show up in their lives, and when the teacher is ready, those students will also appear.
Yes, and it's it's that timing thing, and it's like we don't have the control over that timing, but we need to be ready for when it does come to
Okay,
move
I
on.
need to correct you for a minute.
Okay.
We always have control because we have freedom of choice.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If we choose to say it's going to be a long time,
Yes.
it's going to be a long time. If we
Right.
choose to open up and think positive about it,
Mm-hmm.
the more that happens, the faster it will happen. Your outcome, whatever it is that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. That's so true.
Didn't mean to correct you, but
No. Please do, because the learning got to
Okay.
go on.
always have a choice, because to me you're either the victim or you're empowered. One of the two. You're either in control with choice or you're allowing whatever's happening to happen.
Yes, that's true. That's so true. And I didn't actually see that, so I thank you for that information. See, I'm learning here. I'm still learning. All these years that I do what I do, I'm still learning. We have Linda. She had stated, empathic connection affects us all. An empathic connection affects us all.
What does she mean by empathic connection?
Empathic.
If she could talk
Okay.
and give me an idea of what she means by empathic. If she's talking about being an empath of feeling other people's emotions and feelings, okay, I can understand that, but there are also tools out there that you can use that can shield you from feeling every single person's emotion and also tuning out what isn't you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Linda says, non-physical experience, positive, negative, being connected to everyone else. The non-physical experience, positive, negative, being connected to everyone else. So we can sense those energies, I believe is what she's saying, the positive as well as the negative?
Of course, because an empath is someone that if they're wide open and they're not, and they haven't had any proper training, okay, will feel, they can walk into a room and they can feel if someone's angry and they feel that emotion of anger.
Yes.
And sometimes people don't realize when children act up, it's because they're feeling emotions that the child might think is theirs, and it really isn't.
Right.
It belongs to someone else, but they don't know how to discern that it isn't theirs.
Right. See, that happens a lot with me. I can walk in a room and I can tell who's mad at who, and how strong of a vibration they're giving off on that negative feeling. But I've also known not to go up and say, I'm really getting this bad vibe from you, so do you know what I mean?
Yes.
You do learn to control it as you're getting older and older, and you can pick up on these little things. But that is a tool that psychics and mediums can use to learn to shut them down. Empathics, just about everybody, when to open and when to close.
But there are actually tools that you can place around your energy field, your personal field, that will tune those out so that you don't feel them at all.
So it's more than one tool?
Yeah, there is a few that I teach. I teach them to my students. I also teach them in my coaching. To me, I want to empower everyone. And if we don't realize that, because most people don't realize it isn't theirs.
Right.
Okay?
They don't, yes.
I mean, you can walk into an empty room and an empath can feel what was in that room.
Yes.
Without them realizing that it isn't them, it's the environment that they're in.
Linda said, bounce it off like you're a shield is made of rubber. You are aware something has come at you, but it does not stick. So she's saying more or less to be like a rubber thing that with those negative energies coming out, you to bounce right back out. I think, my thing is that if I walk into, I send out the loving to soothe it, bring it down, to bring a little balance. So I send out the lovingness and the comfort into those vibrations. So that's how I work at getting them to kind of soothe down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so let me ask you, why not start sending it out before it ever starts?
Well, I didn't know I had to go into that room.
But no, what I'm saying is when you get up in the morning, start to fill your... See, I believe that our heart, there is a portal in the center of our heart that takes us directly to our source and unconditional love.
Right.
Okay? It's one of my beliefs. I open that, make sure that door is open. And through that door, love continuously flows through. It's like putting a glass under a spigot, and once you turn on the spigot, because it's an intention, the water continues to fill the glass. Now, if you don't move the glass and the water still continues, what happens?
It floods.
The water begins to overflow, correct?
Yes, correct.
That's what you do. You fill you first. Once you're full, you continuously have that love flow in and out, so you actually have what's called breath. And when you get up in the morning and you start that love breath, everyone around you can't help but feel that love. So no matter where and what position they're in, the highest vibration always wins. It's a law. It's called the law of resonance. And when you hold and keep a high vibration, everyone around you has no choice but to come up and match.
That's interesting.
So I teach people to do this all the time.
So how many different areas of coaching do you do?
For me, it's more of a self-love, but I also do couples coaching because most people don't know how to communicate with each other. They don't know how to talk. And when most people talk, they listen to answer, not listen to hear what you're saying.
Yes, that's so true too. Yes, very interesting.
But, we're all guilty at times of that, no matter what. I'm not pointing fingers at saying, you're this and you're that and you're this, because we all are.
Yes.
It's part of our nature. It's part of the culture. It's part of this three-dimensional reality that we exist in right now.
Yes, interesting. That is so true. Okay, we're coming up to a break here, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and then right after that we'll come back, and we want to know about your books, we want to know about when your sessions are held, all those good things. So it's going to be about a little 5-minute break here, so go do what you got to do, and we'll be right back. Okay, you're clear. Okay, yeah, you have to be signed in with Spreaker to comment. So you gotta sign in, like it says login, and you just yeah. Yes. Well, she seemed quite happy with it. Go ahead. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm hearing the music, so it's hard for me to hear you. Yeah, she because it doesn't come through on that end. But But we're doing Celine Dion. Okay, hold on. Let me get this ready. Where are ya? Let's go. There we go. ladies' room for me. Okay, I'm back. We got about a minute and 15 seconds. Yes. Oh, okay. All right, are you able to get into the chat now? Oh, did you log in? Okay. Awesome, wonderful. I just typed in there jadeelizabeth.com. Okay, going live. Okay, hold on. We're live. Hello and welcome back. Welcome back to the Web Weavers. I'm your host, Sprinkles Nixon, and I was trying to get Jade to be able to enter the chat room. But I'm also coming back. This lady's absolutely awesome. She has the knowledge, the tools, and the skills, so you got to check her out. And I'd like you to go and visit her site, but after the show, please. And her website is jadeelizabeth.com. Very easy to get to, and it's a beautiful website. I just love it. Okay, so welcome back, Jade. Now, you were having a little. Were you able to get into the chat room? I know we were talking about that.
I can see the chat. I can't leave it, but I can actually see if someone leaves something. I can answer right off of seeing what they type.
Okay. Okay. Good. All right, so if you have any questions for Jade out there, please type them into the chat room here, and she'll be able to see it and respond with you. So, okay, I want to touch a little bit on your books that you have out there. And share with us how many books you got, their titles, how did you get into the writing, that kind of thing.
Well, I have 3 books, okay? 2 of them are actually Reiki manuals, and how they happened was our students that would end up becoming Reiki masters wanted to be able to use our manuals. So, Catherine, the gal I told you that we had our center together,
Yes.
her and I wrote these manuals. Actually took us almost 5-6 years to get it exactly where we wanted the manuals. And now you can actually find them on Amazon, or you can go to my website and just click on the picture on the front page. There's 3 books on the bottom. One is a Reiki 1, one is a Reiki 2 manual, and then the other one is your amazing itty bitty self-esteem book. It's 15 essential steps for gaining and keeping high self-worth. It's actually what I did in order to become the person that I am today. It was the practices, it was the things, and an itty bitty book is tiny. Okay? You don't pick it up and read it like you would read a book.
Yeah.
There are 15 different steps, and each step is 2 pages long.
Oh.
So what you do, you go to one of the steps. Like step 1 is becoming aware of your own self-talk, which is something that most people don't do. And I tell you a little bit about it, explain a little bit, and then I give you some exercises to do, to be aware of. Once you get good at that, then go to another step. Now, some people like to read it all the way through. Some people will just open it up and pick one for that day and play and practice that one step that day. However it works for you is perfect, but it's simple, it's easy, because most people don't have time anymore to pick up long, big books and read.
Yes.
Or
so
they
true.
choose not to. Not that they don't have, because we all have the same amount of time. But with our busy lives now, it isn't like it was 15 years ago.
Right.
So an itty bitty book is super fast, super quick, super easy. And if you like that, I can teach more.
Oh, awesome. But I love the name though that you have for it too, and it's very eye-catching and like, oh, I want to know a little bit more about that. But I think there was somebody had written a book, and it was like the itty bitty something or other, and it was a huge book. It was just the opposite of what it was. But your book there with the steps that they can take themselves can be of great help. So I think that is wonderful. So tell me about, let's go back up on the hypnosis.
Okay.
With the hypnosis, do you feel that people are now being more open to having that done? I mean, has it changed, from years ago to where people are you have more people coming to know more about that and trying to connect and find out what is blocking them?
Well, what's really interesting is most people don't realize that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis.
Oh.
Okay? What the hypnotist does is takes you into relaxation that you have to allow yourself to go. So when people say, oh, I can't be hypnotized, they're absolutely right. Because I tell my students, I tell all of my clients, you're always right. Whatever you believe, whatever you think, you are always right. So the question is, do you want to be right about that?
Yeah.
Or do you want to make a different choice? So in hypnosis, if you allow yourself to relax and go where it is, you then go past what we call the cognitive mind, and you get into the unconscious, which is where change actually occurs. And once you change it in the unconscious, then it is changed for good. And it doesn't take as much time, as much effort as it is when you're trying to consciously take care of it. So, but at any time, you could literally just open your eyes and that'd be the end of it. Because remember, you're in charge.
Okay, so when somebody's under hypnosis, they can hear themselves
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. See, most people think of, especially if they've gone to a stage show where they saw a hypnotist.
Yes.
Trust me. Okay. I've done stage hypnosis. It's actually very, very fun. But the thing is, those people that are up there on stage, they want to act silly.
Yes.
They want to do that. They want to be a center of attention because they're extroverts and they're having fun. And then they could say, well, it wasn't me, it was and they could blame the hypnotist.
So true, so true. And I went to one, and I forgot, he was, medicine had something or other, hypnosis. I went to one of those shows, and it was funny because there was one that was actually a very conservative kind of teacher, and very, very conservative, and seemed like very shy and offset that she wouldn't do anything. But what it was hysterical because she was totally opposite of her subconscious coming out was totally opposite of what she was. And it's amazing that takes place because the subconscious, it's actually a separate part of us, isn't it? A part of a whole.
Well, your subconscious actually starts when you're born. Okay? Most people don't realize that a child's mind, they are in the unconscious state from age 1 almost through 4 years of age. So everything and anything that is said or done, their unconscious takes it in. So we are products of our family, of our siblings, of our environment. Okay? It isn't until there's like 4 brainwave levels, okay, that a person gets into. And the deepest is actually delta. And the delta brainwave is where a child from the age of 1 to 4 is in. This is why people tell you never go to sleep with the TV on.
Oh, my
because
God.
every single thing that comes on that TV, your unconscious takes in because your cognitive mind is asleep.
Interesting. So that's why there was a thing of tapes going out to have you learn certain things, lesson tapes for your subconscious so that you can absorb more.
Right. You get into a sleep state and you allow the brain to hear some of those positive things, which then can change some of the connections that's going on in your brain.
Interesting. Okay, I want to give a little focus to on your website. You have something about time techniques. What is that about?
That's part of NLP.
Oh.
Okay, that's part of the neuro-linguistic programming where instead of hypnosis, I take you into a light trance where you literally go either back in the past and observe something without actually being in the picture. Okay? When we do hypnosis, you're actually there. It's you. But in time techniques, you're actually above it, just observing like you would on a TV screen and learning what's going on for it. So it's a different type of technique. Then we bring you back because we always find out what's important right now in your lifetime that that particular situation can help. From there, we then move into the future and we plant the right seeds so that when you get there, it's already happened. It's part of the law of attraction.
Oh, interesting.
I do a lot of future stuff for people too, especially for their goals, because it really is a powerful thing.
Wow. Oh my goodness. And how long does one of those sessions, well, I guess it would vary with each individual. Yeah.
About an hour to an hour and a half, depending on what it is that we're working on. Because See, people don't realize that when they go through one healing process,
Mm-hmm.
I look at a problem like a table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
All right.
So when they say peeling the onion, and I'm sure that a lot of the people talk about peeling the onions.
Yes, layer
Well,
to layer.
think about it like a table with a bunch of legs. Now, the table could have 4 legs, could have 6, could have 8, could have 10.
Mm-hmm.
If you break 1 or 2 of the legs, will the table fall over if it has, let's say, 8 legs? No.
Mm-hmm.
But if you break enough of them, all of a sudden the table can't stand up anymore, and that's when the problem completely goes away.
Oh.
Sometimes in a session it takes more than one because maybe we've only taken care of 1 or 2 table legs, and there may be more to it. Sometimes we have success in 1. It would just depend on what the problem is, what the situation is, how deep it goes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so there's on your teaching techniques, there's modalities you speak about. So can you share some of those modalities in your teaching techniques?
So you mean the classes that I teach?
Yeah, because you have the hypnotherapy.
Well, I don't teach hypnosis. It's not one of the modalities that I teach.
It's what you
do not
use.
teach NLP, but I teach Reiki. I teach how for people to be able to understand their aura field. I teach all about the chakras. I have a class that's for personal healing. Where we actually get into the unconscious mind and we break it down. I teach you how to run different frequencies in your body, and it's different from Reiki, to where you literally can flush out things. I teach you mastery in meditation and different tools that you can use not just to get into a deep state of meditative trance, but also that these tools you can use in your everyday life, which can make a huge difference in how you react and you respond to people.
Yeah.
I teach about the shadow.
The shadow? Explain.
The shadow self, yes.
Oh, okay. So the one that's in the background.
Yeah, the one that society and us says is not acceptable.
Okay.
So we hide it. We push it back. We don't look at it. And believe it or not, when we don't admit and look at our shadow self, that's when it rears its little head. And when you're in the middle of something fantastic, you'll open your mouth and sabotage yourself.
Yeah. So
it's the shadow.
Yeah. So it's like we each have our positive and our negatives, and it's those negatives that seem to be standing out that we need to get back under control.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what are your thoughts with meditation? Do you teach meditation? Is it something that is an important item to get there?
Absolutely. I was just reading, Linda mentioned she actually lets her shadow self come out in a safe space so that it can be heard. And that's absolutely fantastic because if we don't allow our shadow to come out and take a look at it and love it, it doesn't mean you have to act on it, but you do have to love it and embrace it so that it doesn't show up when it's not supposed to. But to me, meditation is a way of talking to your own higher mind, your own higher self. Okay? It's putting you in a position of hearing what your soul wanted to do in this lifetime and where it's trying to get you to go.
Well, it's got me all over the place. I need a map now.
The one thing about your higher mind is when it talks to you, Okay? It'll give you a little nudge. It's like people get hunches, but they don't always act on them.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
That's part of your higher self talking to you because it always wants what's best for you.
So why don't we act on it, though?
Because sometimes we don't believe that, oh, yeah, it's probably just my imagination. Because people say that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Or your logical mind says, no, you know better. Which is one of the biggest things. But when you go into a meditative state and you quiet the conscious mind, you have a way of hearing, feeling, or seeing pictures because everyone has a different way of understanding. Some people don't see pictures in their head. I'm a seer, so I see things. But I have people that feel, so they would feel what something would feel like. Or they would hear the sound of something or smell it or taste it. Okay?
Yes.
However they experience it is perfect for them, but it's important to hear what your soul is trying to tell you.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Some people say it's a message from God.
Yes.
Our higher mind, our soul is always, it's part of God. So it's connected there in the first place.
Yes. Well, I think
so. When you, the
Go
only
ahead.
way you can really hear it is to get out of the cognitive mind, which means sit quietly and notice.
Yes. So true. I was going to, I forgot what I was going to ask, but with the meditation, that can also help us for those that are empathic and open mediumship, whatever, and you want to close down. That can also bring us back. Bring us back to where the meditation does help us, and it helps us become stronger at controlling those things that seem to impede on us. Do you know? Because we are listening to ourselves, and we are becoming more and more aware. And in our awareness, we're learning that, okay, I can block this out. That's not mine. I'm going to leave it over there. No, I can't go in and tell that lady exactly what I'm feeling because she's never going to understand it, or she'll be shocked. Because people still, even today, how far we have progressed, they think, a lot of them think that because you're a psychic or empath or whatever it is, that you can do these extraordinary skills, which it is an extraordinary skill, but everybody's has it. We're just sharing it. And that these steps along the way, starting from meditation, where you can listen into yourself, quiet that world around you, be more aware of your body, your symptoms, if you have pains or whatever it is. All meditation is, I believe, the root of everything, to where if you can just get to that, doors will begin to open, and I believe everything is possible, everything, because there is no limitation. Our own limitations are what hold us back.
That's true. That's true. Our limitations is what holds us back. But where does limitation comes from? It comes from fear.
Yes.
It comes from the unknown, because if something is unknown, it makes us uncomfortable. But when you're in a meditative state, you're not in the cognitive mind,
right.
So the fear goes away, and you hear and experience differently than you do when you're more in your cognitive self.
Yes.
In your conscious self.
Okay, Linda posted in the chat, imagination is what this world is built on. Even if you think it is just your imagination, that is as important as what you think is not imagination.
That's true, because what we imagine can actually happen.
Yes,
it can be. This is how a lot of people actually create their goals. They see their goals. It's part of what I help people do as well in my coaching program. We actually define what it is, where they want to go, what they want to do, and then from there, once we get it molded and we get a good, clear picture of it, we actually go in and we go into the future. And we create that in a future time. And over time, the future then becomes present.
Awesome, awesome. So, we're getting close. We've got about 5 minutes to go, but I just want to touch on. Do you have any special events coming up, or anything special that you'd like to let our listeners know?
Well, I am going to be launching a meditation mastery course online, for sure by September, by the beginning of September. Because summertime can sometimes be difficult with people on vacations and stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I will end up getting the technology that that was not in that I didn't grow up with. I'm going to get that done by September, and I will be launching all sorts of classes that will be online, so anyone and everyone, no matter where they're located, can actually tune in. If they go to my website, they'll be able to get more and more information. Also, if they go to my website, they can go and sign up for my newsletter, which then will keep them up to date on everything that's going on with me.
Oh, awesome, awesome. And your website?
And they'll get a short meditation.
Oh, really? Oh, how interesting.
My website is www.jadeelizabeth.com, and remember there's two E's. It's JADEELIZABETH. No spaces, just jadeelizabeth.com.
Awesome.
I have a calendar. I have all of the different classes that I teach. Tells you a little bit about me. So
I think that's absolutely awesome. And
if anyone would like to contact me, my email is jade@jadeelizabeth.com.
How easy is that, huh? You can't miss it. Absolutely wonderful. Jade Elizabeth at Gmail, you said?
No, it's Jade at JadeElizabeth.com.
Okay, so there.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, Linda got it. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Linda, very much.
Yes. I'm all fingers here. To summarize, what if you have something you want them to? What would be the main thing that you would want our listeners to know about you and why you do what you do, that kind of thing? So, if you have anything that you'd want to tell the listeners right now before we close off.
Well, I think the biggest thing is to always remember, no matter what you do in life, you'll always be right. Because this is something I tell myself every day. So if you don't want to be right about something negative, then change it. And continue to learn and grow. You know, when you don't continue growing, you start dying.
Yes.
You know, so I'm 71 years old, and I'm still learning and growing, and I'm still active. So, you know, it's all a frame of mind and a matter of mind. So think young, be young.
Well, I think you're absolutely wonderful, and you were a delight to have on. I got to have you come back, so maybe you can bring us up to date when you get everything settled there with your situation.
My online presence.
Yes. By the way, is that going to be on Skype when you're saying online, or?
Well, it might. I doubt if I'll put it on Skype. I probably will put it on Zoom.
On Zoom? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so keep an eye out on Zoom as well. But check out her site because she's going to keep you up to date with that. She's absolutely awesome. I love with her being able to use some things to help others in empowering themselves. So just know you're very worthy out there. And if you have any doubt, get in touch with Jade Elizabeth because she's going to set you right. So Jade, thank you so much.
May I say one more thing?
Yes.
I really thank you so much, Linda, for all of your input and all of your talking. You are also very, very awesome, and thank you.
Okay. Linda in the chat room?
Yes, Linda
Okay.
Irwin.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all so very much for joining us today. Check us out next week. Same time, same place, and we'll be happy to share with you. All right, everybody. Love and light. Okay. We got it. Awesome show. I love the info you're sharing with others. I really do. Because you can feel the passion in you, that of what you choose to do.
And we recognize that it
Yes. And you don't hear that too much from people. They get on, it's almost like they're dragging their feet to kind of, move ahead. But you have a lively step, a loving step. And I cannot thank you enough for being my guest here. You really lifted me. I've learned so much just from the hour show. Yes. Yes. Well, thank you. And can I have you back at another time? I'll connect with you. All right.
If you need a chat room to hold sessions, we can provide that with audio and video.
Oh.
For classes.
I was going to do it, but like I said, my PC was down for the longest time, and I had to work at getting it up, and I finally got it back together. So, it took me time, but before all that happened, I was about to call you, connect with you. So I'm very glad I did, and I kept, and I kept being drawn to you as well. Watching your post, I'm going, I got to get this lady on. And I said, well, today's the day. We're doing it now before anything else happens. So thank you, Jade.